Chapter 2. Those who challenges the labyrinth. Half a month has passed since the labyrinth's opening. While the nobles gather companions and employ adventurers almost every day to challenge the labyrinth, but no one has cleared it until now. The labyrinth this time is really different in everything compared to last time. The golem, which moved automatically by magic formation, seemed to appear in large quantities the moment when the number of traps decreased. It is said that the appearance of golem is big enough to block the passage, and at that time, based on large of the golem, the amount of material resources used forcibly is varied. As for these days, since nobles appear to have given up at clearing the labyrinth, commoners and other peoples have begun to challenge it. The first batch of labyrinth challenger were nobles, and now the second batch of challengers gathered today, and our figures were in that group. Although half a month has passed, there are still many people here. Royce. Indeed. The number of people is a little bit less, isn't? Sirius. We have come this far. I want to at least enter the labyrinth. Amelia. Indeed, experience is important. Sirius. Although it's just past the afternoon, I confirmed that the figure of not less than 20 parties at first glance. Since there were also more parties led by adventurers, it was a mess at the surrounding area of the labyrinth. Hey Aniki, if there are so many people just like this, won't inside will be full of people? Royce. It seems that the clashes with other parties are rare. Look everyone, we can see the entrance there. Sirius. I pointed at the entrance of labyrinth. There is not only one but also countless number of holes on wall of the soil where people can enter it. There are countless number of labyrinth entrances and they are wide. Therefore, we're not going to meet other people immediately. We're going to meet other parties if we make it to the lower floor. Isn't it? Opening parenthesis question mark. 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 Isn't it? Apparently, the content will become totally based on entrance when challenging this labyrinth. For example, the main content for the first and fifth door entrance is trap. And even though there are less number of traps in sixth and ninth door, it's like a maze instead, and this labyrinth has become completely divided structure. Changing the entrance every time we challenge it, and I will still enjoy it no matter how many times I challenge it without getting tired. But since all 9 doors will become one, I guess we will meet other parties at that time. Therefore, it is possible to say that I clear the labyrinth if I can pass the last trial by advancing to 10th floor. For example, to cooperate or to obstruct other parties are prohibited even if we meet other parties. In case if the other party are nobles, let's prioritize them in order to avoid problems. Sirius. Understood. Royce in particular, please pay attention. Amelia. Understood. However, I'm not going to be silent if Aniki is being ridiculed. Royce. That's right. I also don't have confidence to stay calm. Amelia. I'll negotiate at that time. Royce. Since I suppress those two, please. Sirius. While I sigh at those two who declare to retaliate depending on the situation, we are waiting in line. An office is built in front of labyrinth's entrance and the receptionist is sending out parties who have finished the procedures one after another. I thought that this will take time, but the cycle is faster than expected, so I seem to be able to enter the labyrinth without waiting too long. Alright, check equipment while waiting. Each person must confirm it well. Sirius. Yes. Reese, Amelia, Royce. I am with my usual mithril knife, and a throwing knife hanged on my belt. The attire is school robes with durable leather breastplate underneath, and I'm wearing a full-length tights reinforced by thick leather on my elbow and knee. Talking about the full-length tights, I wasn't able to wear the school robe because it became smaller, so I sewed it myself. Since the robe must be returned no matter what, I took it over peacefully, by presenting 2 cakes. It is a protective gear which emphasizes on ease of movement and stronger than inferior leather, so it is inevitable to stand out by wearing it on daily basis since the bodyline is straight. That is why right now I am wearing a school robe to mislead anyone. I carried a small rucksack on my back with food, water and some handy goods. I can go anytime. Amelia. Amelia is wearing 2 knives on her waist and throwing knives concealed throughout the body. Since she makes use of her quickness as her main offensive, she's wearing adventurer attire, that there is nothing but a leather breastplate to protect vital point in exchange of easy movement. I'm also good to go, Aniki. Royce. Royce is shouldering a large sword as tall as his body height, and it is made by the dwarf, Grant. He is equipped with iron breastplate and gauntlet. Royce has the highest defense in our party, but since he dislikes how these obstruct his movement, there are still many partially fragile parts. Yes, I'm fine. Reese. Reese has the simplest equipment, a knife and school-designated robe. However, she is carrying a rucksack filled with various stuff, and in her case, her main role is to give support magic because she is not a vanguard. When the check was over, our turn has arrived. It seems that our party is the last party at that time and no one else is around. The man was shaken the moment when I show the medal given by the headmaster, and we were handed a pendant, and an explanation starts for several minutes. Hold that pendant closely when you are inside of Labyrinth. The Labyrinth's trap will stop when you pour mana into this pendant, and it has a function that will tell us your location. Receptionist. Is this something similar to transmitter that is limited within the Labyrinth? It is going to be useful when it comes to bad situations such as touching or getting caught by traps. When I see this pendant, there are many similar pendant hanged inside office. One of them is blinking with red when I see it, and an arrow emerged. We have confirmed signal from No. 18 party. Everyone from Wind of Hope, please rescue them. Receptionist. Understood. Oi, let's go you guys. Opening parenthesis question mark. Oi, let's go you guys. Opening parenthesis question. It was several adventurers in mid-20s who responded with loud voice. They are adventurers who were hired to rescue challengers. They got the pendant and medal which flashed on and off just now from reception and went into the Labyrinth. The timing for explanation is perfect. When you pour mana into pendant given, the pendant over there is linked to it and will flash on and off just like now. An adventurer goes to it and rescues that mark. Receptionist. Aren't those adventurers who going in for the rescuing are likely to clear the Labyrinth? Serious. First of all, it's not like that. The medal that I passed to the adventurers before going in the Labyrinth is effective on not reacting to Labyrinth's trap. From now on, the person who holds the medal won't be attacked by new mobilized golem. Receptionist. Well then, you are going to be the first who clear the Labyrinth if you hold that medal, right? Amelia. The receptionist made wry smile while listening to Amelia's reasonable opinion, and he answers. Well, actually, some nobles have said they wanted to sell it, but they gave up after listening to the description of the medal. It will become a situation where the 10th floor features change completely and cannot be cleared if you still hold that medal when arriving at 9th floor. Cheating is not permitted. Receptionist. Well done. By the way, is the medal that Aniki hold different from those? Royce. I'm going to explain that now. It is the key which can challenge the best degree of difficulty, and it is handed only to the person whom the headmaster recognized. Receptionist. Magnus Sensei said that I can go through Labyrinth without being stopped, but it's different after all? I was nicely done in by those 2 cake addicts. What are you going to do? I can see that you guys are not an ordinary people when you have received that medal, but you can still challenge the ordinary one. Receptionist. When listened those words, I looked back and confirmed the states of disciples. Emilia entrusts the matter completely to me. Royce is motivated and Reese grasped both fists with overflow motivation too. There doesn't seem to be dissenting opinion. We will challenge it. Serious. Thus, we will challenge the highest degree of difficulty. Inside the labyrinth was not like a cave style with rugged rocks, but it had a brick wall spread continuously and even flat passage. The inside was somewhat gloomy until some time ago, but it didn't seem to be necessary to carry light in labyrinth, since it was bright enough to see. Alright, let's go immediately. Royce. Wait, serious. I stopped Royce, who was about to take one step into labyrinth, by grabbing the back of his neck. The foot which he was going to embark on is floating in the air. Royce only turned his neck with dissatisfied look. Why so suddenly, Aniki? Royce. Don't forget it, isn't the not the best degree of difficulty here? Serious. Here is the labyrinth that the headmaster had adjusted. I have associated with him for 2 years, and I understand the part of that guy is unexpectedly playful and sadistic. I had a bad feeling when I thought that such person improvised the best degree of difficulty. Dictates by intuition, I released Royce's neck so he could adjust his posture. While Royce wondered about my behavior, he took one step, and his figure disappeared suddenly. Royce. Emilia. Royce-kun. Reese. I'm here Tilda, Nei-chan. Royce. To be precise, the floor fell down when he took one step forward and he fell into that hole. Water starts pouring in from bottom of the hole. It seems tension his will drop if he gets sunk, certainly like a drowned rat. However, Royce is hanging safely in the air since I tied his waist in advance by using string. When I recover Royce from the pitfall, magic formation sprung up and it spread to block the hole. The magic formation has loses its appearance, so I tried to step on but nothing happened this time. Aniki H help me. But, why did the hole disappeared? Royce. It is because of the mechanism that doesn't activate if it is triggered once. Perhaps, it gradually absorbs mana in the air, and I guess it will operate again after some time. Serious. I concluded it from the knowledge that I learned from a book while looking at the magic formation. Drawing high-level magic formation to create pitfalls that suits with the situation, what a waste of skill. Actually, it's not that kind of hate. But this is terrible without a warning. Even at the start, why did water pour all of a sudden? Royce. It's because we usually don't bring change clothes. Emilia. Hey, don't move around recklessly. Serious. Reese and Emilia. It's already too late to be careful. When Emilia steps forward to approach Royce, after that the floor sinks a little, the magic formation rises to the surface and it releases a light. The siblings exchange glances with each other. A sound of wind tearing apart can be heard from the inner part of passageway. Ha, Royce. It was arrow without tip flew but Royce hit it down easily with weapon. Are you alright, Reese? When Reese approaches worriedly, magic formation rises up again under her feet, and Reese is targeted by strong wind attack. Kya, Reese. Although, there will be second explanation but her clothes is a school-designated robe. Naturally the robe gets rolled up by strong wind from the bottom. You think I'm going to allow it? Serious. I extended string without a moment's delay and I tied it to her thigh area and barely finished it without any trouble. I want to see it, and if I say that I want to see it, but since I'm honest man, looking without permission will only hurt my dignity. Although the wind subsided immediately, she is about to cry and she has sunk down weakly in the place. Phew, serious San, I was saved. Reese. No, it's all good but, you guys stand in a row over there just a bit. Serious. Why yes, Royce, Emilia, Reese. Those disciples are not very concerned towards the traps. I think it can't be helped because the traps are not ordinary, but this is a bit mean. I lined up the disciples at a place that was confirmed that had no traps, and I gave them lecture on traps hurriedly. Now, do you know why you were made to line up? Serious. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by traps. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. Because we were caught by. That's right. I am not angry in particular, but you are not concerned enough. Since we're going to proceed while I give various lecture, refrain from selfish actions. Serious. Understood. Opening parenthesis question mark. Understood. Opening parenthesis. We advanced from there with me in the lead. I explain in detail when there is a trap, and I let the disciples experience getting caught by traps on purpose. A trap is often set up not only on the floor but also on the wall. Never touch the wall unless necessary. Since, there's a guy could trigger it unconsciously. Serious. It's dangerous. I was going to touch it a bit more. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. I was going to touch it a bit more. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. I was going to touch it a bit more. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. I was going to touch it a bit more. Opening parenthesis question mark closing. I was going to Take a look on this floor. It's nothing much, but there's dirt covering it, right? There's probably a magic formation concealed. Serious. I can see it well. It is difficult even if I'm aware. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It is difficult even if I'm aware. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It is difficult even if I'm aware. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It is difficult even if I'm aware. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It is difficult even if I'm aware. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It is difficult. As for Sirius Sama, this is natural for. As for Sirius Sama, this is natural for him. Emilia. It seems nothing at first glance, but to tell you the truth, there is a trap concealed. Although the passage is divided into 3, please proceed towards the direction that you think that there is no trap. Serious. Since I have bad feeling on the left, let's take right, Yua. Royce. Sirius Sama. Royce got caught in trap. Emilia. The correct answer is inside. I didn't say there is only one trap. Since thinking based on information given only is not good. Serious. By the way, I was never caught in the trap after I enter the labyrinth. When asked how, the trap is triggered by magic formation, so if I examined by mana sensing, search, I can identify all the locations of the traps after that. It is almost like cheating, but I use it without reserve. As for letting the disciples to experience the highest difficulty of the labyrinth, I'll utilize it properly just for them. The problematic golem didn't appear. We continued advancing while studying the path full of traps and finally arrived at the stairs to the 4th floor. The disciples have understood considerably about traps at that time. I seem to begin hating the headmaster. Royce. Well, he seems to be childish too. Emilia. He's an enemy to all women. Reese. The evaluation of the principal continued falling along with this labyrinth's adjustment. This is because the labyrinth is full of disagreeable traps, such as the arrangement of persistent pitfalls. Skirt is almost rolled up by strong wind trap again, and innumerable attacks from elementary magic of each attribute. Next time, let's listen to the disciples' impression on the labyrinth in front of Vile Sensei. We went downstairs and came over to the 4th floor, but we stopped instinctively because we felt unusual presence. Apparently, the number of traps is decreasing but... Serious. Aniki. Something is coming. Royce. When I used search, it reacts to something that moves rather than the magic formation on the floor or wall. When I observe the appearance, in short, there are such things like face and limbs, and the size is about the same as me. The movement is slow, probably because there is hardly enough joints, and it's headed here with slow movement. It's Golem party from here on. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It's Golem party from here on. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It's Golem party from here on. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It's Golem party from here on. Opening parenthesis question mark close. It's Golem party from here on. This is just right. I'll vent the anger that piled up. Opening Royce is starting to run. He unsheathes sword from the back and swing down onto Golem's head crown. The sound of "Dapa" and sand burst echoed. The Golem was half split and Royce looked back while raising his thumb. Such thing like sand is an easy victory. Royce. Royce, behind you. Amelia. Behind? Ewa. Royce. The Golem was split into half by Royce, but sands gathered as if regenerate reversely and it turns back into original form immediately. Then, the Golem turns its back and hits Royce, but he managed to avoid further problems because of Amelia's voice. What with this guy? I split it into half for sure. Royce. Royce, cut its right wrist. Serious. Understood, Aniki. Royce. We are surprised with the regeneration, but the Golem movement is still slow as usual. Royce avoids its slow punch and he slashed the spot that I advised. Why this happened? The last part where you cut was where the magic formation was depicted. Since this guy's moves due to magic formation, Golem will not be able to maintain its form if you destroy the magic formation. Serious. This deployment of magic creates Golem by using earth magic. I think now it's probably the degraded version and it's easy to be destroyed since its body is made from sand. Besides, there is someone who hold weakness against sand here. Serious Sama, there are 3 more golems this time. Amelia. Reese. It's your turn. Serious. Yes. Water, please. Aqua shot. Reese. When Reese raises her hand, many small balls of water materialize at her surroundings, and it was launched all at once to incoming golems. The balls of water pierced body made of sands and the body of golems crumbled down. However, it was only 2 golems being hushed completely and the remaining has been restored. It's difficult to aim at magic formation. Reese. It's not that, Reese. Since spirits are better at sensing mana, it's alright to leave it to the spirits. Try doing it one more time. Serious. Understood. Everyone, please. Aqua shot, Reese. Only one appeared this time, but when she fired the water ball it pierced the right side of the Golem, its body crumbled down, and disappeared. Amazing, I was able to defeat it by a single blow. Thank you everyone. Reese. Reese thanked the spirits, but Amelia and Royce were still looking vigilant. I was of course had not dissolving cautiousness and fixed my eyes at previous dim passageway. Reese stopped being delighted and tilted her head when she realized that we were still on our guard. What is it? By any chance, are we still? Reese. That's right. There are at least 30 this time. Serious. And what appear a big number of golems. They are lined up in 3 columns like troops walked here with uniform footsteps. This time, everyone will fight. Are you ready? Serious. I have no problem since I got skill. Royce. I can go anytime. Amelia. I'll do my best. Reese. Alright, aim at the weak point and don't get surrounded. Open combat. Serious. After that, we advancing with great vigor. Royce occasionally hurl his body to cut the magic formation. Amelia ends it with cutting magic formation with knife when she accurately discovered weak point. Reese continuously firing, Aqua shot, and the number of golems reduced. The siblings are used to fight a group of goblins, but as for Reese, her movement was probably stiff because she had no combat experience. I proceeded while paying attention to her, suppressing over 100 and found stare around the area finally. As I breathed out in relief, we tried to descend the stairs, and we stopped. Naturally, the disciples look here while floating ? What's wrong, Aniki? Let's go quickly. Royce. Here is as far as we go today. It has become late to return to the beginning. Sirius. Isn't this still 4th floor? I don't think time has passed that much. Opening parenthesis ? Closing parenthesis. I don't think time has passed that much. Opening parenthesis ? Closing parenthesis. I don't think time has passed that much. Opening parenthesis ? Closing parenthesis. I don't think time has. It's hard to grasp the progression of time when inside the cave. It's hard to grasp the progression of time when inside the cave. Although you guys think it might still be early, is it already before evening? Sirius. The change of visual doesn't change inside cave due to sunlight, it's difficult to notice the change outside because of the constant temperature is being kept. This is the three's first time challenging the labyrinth, so they wouldn't know. I heard loud hungry sound echoed from Roy's tummy since before evening. Really? My tummy made sound. Royce. Although we entered just before noon, the time has passed quickly. Amelia. It seems that teaching disciples about traps took more time than expected. However, it wasn't trivial talk since it became new motivation for disciples because of traps. If there is anything, it is dissatisfaction towards the headmaster. Reese is tired too, I think. Let's return around here today. Sirius. I'm sorry. I can't move anymore like everyone. Reese. What, it can't be helped since there was few actual fighting. Leaving that aside, what are we going to do about dinner? One must walk either to return or to proceed since transfer equipment and return magic like in games or tales don't exist here. I can see trouble. When I pour mana at magic formation in front of the stairs going down to lower floor, that method doesn't react to any traps or golems on that floor, thus safety is guaranteed only on way back home. The disciples have begun to tell their opinion cheerfully when requesting menu for dinner while returning to entrance. Meat is good. Opening parenthesis ? Meat is good. Vegetables too as well as meat. How about stew? How about curry rice we had that time? That was very delicious. Opening parenthesis ? That one. Amelia and Royce. I remembered it while smiling wryly to the harmonized siblings who while are counting the insufficient ingredient. I requested various flavoring and spices from Galgan Company for 2 years, and when I tasted things that arrived, I went to produce new dish. And finally, I succeeded in making thing which became curry powder. Of course, I failed in the combination of spices in order to find similar taste. Royce, who did the tasting, cries painfully and ran away. I completed curry powder finally after the trouble, but the color is green, not brown. I think the spice which makes this color green spice that replaces turmeric. Anyhow, I produced the bun, but I wanted to have it with rice since the flavor is curry. While such suffering continues, the news about something similar like rice has been found by Galgan Company arrived. The rice was unusually long and narrow, but there was no mistake about the taste of rice when I cooked it using pot. The appearance was different, but that's how curry rice got completed. The scene where the disciples indulged like a beast is fresh in my memory. After that, nothing happened when escaping the labyrinth. I cooked curry rice and today was over. The next day, routine morning event is happened right after going to school, but today is a little bit different from what I've seen. Hey. You went to labyrinth yesterday, right? How was it? Opening parenthesis question mark. How was it? Did you cleared it? I guess not. This time is difficult as expected, I wonder? Is it impossible to do even a Nikki and Oya bun? It seems to be widely known that we challenged the labyrinth yesterday. Our classmates were unanimously curious about the results. I'm vaguely viewed during such a noisy sight. We only went to see the situation yesterday, and we didn't go very deep. Opening parenthesis question mark close. Distinguishing traps and ways to avoid them were studied in various ways. Were you taught by Sirius Kun? Of course. Because there is nothing that Sirius Sama doesn't know. Amelia stick out her chest when answering. I tried to answer it by raising my hand lightly since I attracted classmates' attention. Then, a beastkin came close to me with coaxing voice. Hey, Sirius Kun. Tell us how to identify traps. Opening parenthesis question mark. Tell us how to identify traps. That's right. Amelia and you guys are sneaky, you know. Aniki. Give me permission for that remark. Royce. Though I don't understand it well, but it's all good. Sirius. Oya bun. Please tell us also. Please. Open it. I didn't know what was it, but this has become strange. I was about to refuse them since I don't think I have any more room for more disciples. The classroom door was opened vigorously. When I thought of something and directed the gaze, a student from Iron class entered the classroom. While the surrounding was confused, the Iron class student took along their servants and stood in front of Royce and Amelia. Royce Silverian. I am Heart Arcade, want to propose a match to you. Heart. Royce. A match was proposed suddenly and Royce gave a stupid answer. And then, the one next to him also conduct herself. Amelia Silverian. I am Melrusa Mysteria, want to propose a match to you. Merlusa. Amelia. With a stand of not understanding from the bottom of heart, Amelia also gave stupid answer. As expected of the siblings, their action when responding were exactly similar. While the siblings respond at other place, these two, boy and girl, are probably nobles and each of them pointed at their match opponent while raising their voices. I won't let you say you forgot about the mock battle 2 days ago. You snatched victory unexpectedly and cowardly. Heart. Coward? I just won by fighting normally? Royce. You too, Amelia. I won't forgive you to go so far as firing magic without looking at my splendid chants. Merlusa. But, isn't obvious since I finished chanting earlier? Amelia. It appears that these two had a mock battle with the siblings during afternoon elective class and they seem to have lost, but these people themselves don't seem to understand it. The situation has become troublesome again. Anyway, as a noble, we cannot afford to lose to commoner like you guys. So, I say a match. Heart. Match with sword again? Royce. No. We're going to challenge the labyrinth and whoever clear it first, win. Heart. We intend to challenge the labyrinth this afternoon. Accept our challenge, Merlusa. In this one-sided business, Amelia and Royce exchanged glances and turned their eyes on me. What should I do? And, those are faces of wanting to say something. What a shameful servant for relying on master immediately. Heart. Indeed. I feel sorry for the master having such a shameful servant. Merlusa. Reese and Amelia. Despite provocation, is this such place for nobles to complain? The siblings weren't able to retaliate at those words and they looked down regrettably. They seem to be in state of triumph, but making fool of my disciple in front of people, should I educate them until they cry? But, since the siblings were being picked on, I decided to read the mood. The siblings looked down for a while, then they raised their head and looked at each other and declared to the nobles loudly. Nichan, Royce. Yes. All right, we accept your challenge. Emilia. People were making a stir at the scene, but it was changed immediately and applause arose. Rooting voices sounding from surrounding, cheering and saying not to lose to the siblings. I'm proud because the disciples are popular. All right, if that's the case, let's meet in front of Labyrinth in the afternoon today. Heart. I will not allow you to run. Merluza. Do they feel good when they successfully provoke them? Those nobles proudly left out from the classroom. The siblings' thoughts had been throwing open because of the unusual tension here. They lowered their head with spirit, kneeling down while facing me. I accept the match voluntarily. I'm sorry, Sirius Sama. Emilia. Sorry, Aniki. But Aniki, I can't forgive them when they said that we're shameful servant. Royce. The siblings look to me whenever something happen, because they never done anything voluntarily without instruction, but when others see that, it probably looks like they are depending on me. As far as I am concerned about those two are supporting me, the statement of provocation earlier is not something that can be ignored. Raise your face. Serious. But, opening parenthesis question, 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 but. It's fine, raise your face and look here. Serious. The siblings put up their face unwillingly, but those faces seemed to cry at any moment. What is it, you guys? Do you intend to fight the match with such depressing faces? I want to say one thing, did you confirm the rule before fighting for match? Serious. That is. We didn't. Opening parenthesis question mark 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 we didn't. I thought so. The other side also didn't said anything about the condition for either victory or defeat. Serious. The match this time doesn't involve direct fighting, but whoever cleared the labyrinth first, that was that kind of talk. Since there is a number of people in a party, I can't bring along a referee, and anyone can be unjust in the case of clearing the labyrinth. That's why I think I should stop it, but I didn't stop it because I thought those nobles are all right. They are not stained like Gregory and Alstor, their appearance are not arrogant, and from the view of child, those guys just hate to lose a match. The point is they give their name expressively and ask for rematch, so I judge that at least there won't be storm of injustice like 2 years ago. Even if this is unlikely to be a big deal and it may become bitter experience for the disciples. I am not saying about getting carried with the provocation. However, keep paying attention to the earlier remark. I expect you can do it since you guys are my disciples. Serious. Understood. Opening parenthesis question mark understood. Opening parenthesis question mark understood. Opening And, to sum up the talk, you guys are going to challenge the labyrinth without me from noon, are you alright with that? Serious. Yes. Opening parenthesis question. Yes. Opening parenthesis question. Yes. Opening parenthesis. I'm really sorry, Aniki. According to those guys, it's not good to depend only on Aniki. Royce. Is that so? And, can you win? Serious. I said that in order to provoke them on purpose. The siblings were surprised because they didn't think I would be saying such thing, and they became serious and talked back. Yes. As Sirius Sama's servant, we will defeat them completely. Emilia. I want to beat those guys without depending on Aniki. I show you that I'll win absolutely. Royce. Alright. If that's the case, show those guys your power. Yes. If these two can rig it, If these two can regain their usual confidence, those nobles will not be their only opponent. Before the siblings display their motivation, Rhys also displays her motivation while standing in front of those two. Since I'm going to support with utmost effort, let's work hard. Rhys. Rhys, but since this is our match, you're not related and we don't want to get you involved. Emilia. There is a relation. It's because I am your friend. Besides, since I am not a master, do you think there is a problem if we go together? Rhys. Thank you, Rhys. Can you, please? Emilia. Yes, leave it to me. Rhys. Thank you, Rhys Ann. Royce. Thus, the match began between nobles and disciples, with me excluded. And then it was lunch break. I saw the disciples off towards the labyrinth and now I'm having tea in Magna Sensei's staff room. I wanted to tell them about the match to Vile Sensei and this was just right since I got called here. I see. Is that why? Rodwell, Vile. Vile Sensei nodded, after I finished explaining the situation, but the state of being worried couldn't be seen. The nobles whom they challenged, Hart and Merluza, are surely excellent. However, those children will not be a problem since they are Sirius Kun disciples. Rodwell, Vile. I think so too. Magna. The disciples said that they are going to challenge the normal labyrinth this time. Well, even if I wanted to go for highest degree of difficulty, it would be impossible since I'm holding the medal. I have no doubt about Emilia and others' victory. By the way, I wanted to ask you, how about yesterday's labyrinth? Rodwell, Vile. Wasn't it difficult? And, it can't be helped to feel irritated at Vile Sensei who laughed like a child that succeeded fooling me around. I can tell that the number of traps at the highest degree of difficulty. Since, the trap that makes wind blows up in particular method to win hostility for women. I do something immediately? It is sufficient for Rhys to say that you're the enemy to all women. Sirius. It is the best trap for the boys but there is no way I could say that. I'll amend it next time. Rodwell, Vile. As expected, it seems that he is reflecting when I said he would be the enemy of all women. Besides, I gave him point to worry about. Why has the labyrinth not been cleared until this day? We experience only on the highest degree of difficulty, but if there are two expert adventurers, they could clear the normal difficulty. Sirius. I gave up in matter of hours yesterday, but I would like to proceed more with that level. Although, other parties are having the lower degree of difficulty. It is obviously unusual if no one has cleared it even with addition of adventurers. Well, I will tell you, since you guys are not related. To tell you truth, at the 9th floor, the last trial has a method to prevent adventurer from intervening. Even if they hire an excellent adventurer, no matter how much they will be in trouble if the person themselves have no ability. Rodwell, Vile. Got it. By the way, will their safety be alright with those golems? If there was something other than strength, would it not be dangerous if you meet them in a situation where they can't move? Sirius. There is an order that makes the golem become immobilized in order not to attack opponent. Oh, I had a hard time to make those magic formation. Rodwell, Vile. I see. Then, may I analyze it next time? Sirius. Go ahead, and I just want to say, Sirius Kun will analyze it easily, right? If that's the case, then my hardship is. Rodwell, Vile. This is the latest cake. Sirius. If I hold back, it's bad if I'm not having this cake, so let's allow the analysis. Rodwell, Vile. After that, when I report something that I discovered, Magna Sensei opened the door suddenly and entered energetically. Headmaster, Vile Sensei. I want to report. Magna. I wonder what is it? Reported without being hurry. Rodwell, Vile. Yes. Few days ago, it's information on suspicious people that were seen recently, and they sended their request to Adventurers Guild. Magna. Hey, what kind of request? Is it for safety purpose? Or is it because of positions such as headmaster? I'm looking at those two while admiring, and Magna-sensei appeared to be hesitated when he looks here. Is it a bad content if I hear it? I can see you are busy, so I'll take my leave. Serious. No, it's fine, you may hear it because it is such occasion. Magna-sensei, I don't mind about this, and please continue. Rodwell, Vile. Understood. It is because of those suspicious people. They seem to be from Dragon's Fresh Blood, Magna. What did you say? Rodwell, Vile. It's rare to see the appearance of Vile-sensei raising commotion. I mean, is that much of a big problem? Report it to every teacher immediately. Don't get close, if there is anything suspicious report it immediately. Rodwell, Vile. Understood, Magna. Vile-sensei, what is that, Dragon's Fresh Blood, serious? Well, I should explain it to you. They commit crime everywhere, and it is a notorious party that has been put on the wanted list in Guild. The leader consists of a Dragon's Tribe member who has high combat ability, and the indication of its members is they have bright red dragon tattoo on the back of their hand. Rodwell, Vile. The moment I listened to the explanation, my memory was revitalized. When I was seeing the disciples off during the lunch break period, those who were next to them were the figure of the nobles, Hart and the others moving towards Labyrinth in the same direction. Next to them, it seemed to be two adventurers that have been employed, and they wore hooded robes which covered their whole body. Furthermore, the hands that came out from hem was rolled up with a bandage, I observed unintentionally because it was very suspicious. The two figures with robes walked quietly behind the nobles, but then one of the bandages came loose from their moving hand, they put it back up in a hurry. It was at that moment, I had confirmed it. The back of their hand had the tattoo of the red dragon. Dragon's Fresh Blood is a pure murderer group. Rodwell, Vile.